All right, so the time has finally come and I am driving.
I apologize. I told you that I would give you a public announcement once Annie started driving, but in my defense, I took her far, far away to practice.
To the middle of nowhere, 6 hours away from Edinburgh and on single track roads, so...
No sights to worry about. The only thing we had to really worry about were a few sheep.
Kamikaze sheep.
And the odd local passing us, but Annie kept all four wheels on the ground, on the road, and I think you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I felt my autonomy coming back.
Annie has literally not driven a car since she left America, and then when we went back to America for a holiday, you drove again there.
Yes.
But like over a year.
Our full first year, I did not drive, and that's a testament to
Public transport?
Yeah, public transport and the walkability.
Yeah.
So I'm pleased that I didn't actually have to learn to drive, but now the time has come.
So I'd say the nights are drawing in, the children are being involved in more and more activities, and we just need to be in a few more places at the same time, unfortunately. So it's happening. So
today's video, we are going to get into the logistics of actually how you go about driving in the UK when you move from another country, or even if you are here and this is your first time learning how to drive, this will come in handy as well.
Yeah, the DVLA website, which is the Driving and Vehicle Licensing Authority, it's like the DMV in the US. Their website can be confusing in the way they word some things. Plus, we want you to learn from our mistake, and we'll get into that after a little bit. But where are we starting?
Let's start at the beginning.
It's a good place. So if you're a little newbie British person or an American or foreigner, there are 3 things you need in order to legally drive in the UK. You need a provisional driving license, you need to pass the theory exam, like the written exam, and then you need to pass the actual driving or practical exam.
So let's get into the logistics of all of these, starting with the provisional driving license. What is this?
So your provisional license to you Americans is essentially your learner's permit. All the same rules apply. You need to be in the car with a licensed driver who's above a certain age at all times, and you're basically a baby again. In the UK, you need to be at least 15 and 9 months to apply for it. You have to be able to see for 20 meters. And then if you're a non-UK resident, you have to have been given permission to be in the country for at least 185 days. Now this gets confusing because they use a similar verbiage later, but to apply for your provisional license, Annie, for example, could do it as soon as she landed because her visa lasts over 185 days. So get the application in early. Okay.
There are timelines and wait lists. So yeah, as soon as your feet step in the country, once you check off those other boxes, go ahead and apply for the provisional driver's license. So if you are applying online, let's check the figures. It's 34 pounds. Scanning.
So once you've submitted everything, your license should arrive in the mail within about a week. And they're usually pretty good at sticking to those quick timelines. There's one more point we just want to double down on. Using your US license, you can use that for a full 12 months after you move to the UK, whether or not you have your provisional license. So just because you have a provisional UK driver's license, it does not negate your ability to drive by yourself with a US license.
This is confusing because in all of the Reddit threads, people have actually gotten tickets on their USA license within that 12 months, and that should be debated because we did speak with the DVLA and we're told that's not the case. And then there's also a tweet, and that's our second form of proof if you don't want to take it just from word of mouth.
We've been doing a deep dive in this to make sure the information is correct, and there's so many hilarious stories about people legally driving to like a driving test on their US license, doing their driving test, failing miserably, and then the driving test person sees that person legally drive away on their US license.
They can't do anything about it. It's like, all right, see you at the next one.
Today's video is sponsored by Ekster. If you haven't heard about Ekster, they make fantastic wallets and travel accessories. They were kind enough to send me the Wallet Pro, which I have right here, and I have been loving it. I've never been a fan of those big bulky wallets, so having everything contained in this great looking leather wallet has been amazing. This thing can carry up to 12 cards and you can access them all with a press of this metal button right here. Select your perfect card, whatever you need to pay for, slide them back in, and they're nice and secure once again. The wallet also has an RFID blocking layer to keep your details safe from skimming and scamming. Ekster also sent one of their amazing metal card holders for Annie. If I can find where that one is. So yes, if you have a dog that likes stealing wallets, or you're just a bit forgetful, having one of those finder cards in your wallet makes it impossible to lose. Not only that, Ekster also sent us one of their travel vacuum kits, which means you can get all of your clothes into one case, reducing the cost on those pesky airlines that charge for everything, and just meaning you have less to carry on a trip where you're trying to organize yourself, your dog, your kids, and everything else that goes along with it. What's more, right now Ekster have a fall sale going on, and you can save up to 35% until November 5th. Plus, using our code SSL, you can get 10% off across their website. So check out Ekster today and find your perfect travel product or wallet now. So here's where we did something right and something wrong. Annie did everything right and got a provisional license as soon as she could. Great. I then stupidly told our insurance company that she had this. And now she can no longer use her US license. You have 12 months, you can use your US license. She could have been free driving by herself, but no. I put the provisional license on our insurance, and that means she has to drive with a licensed driver.
Yes. So I was screwed. And that might just be our insurance specifically. I don't know if that's going to be the same for everyone's insurance. So check that out. Make sure you read the fine print. So next up is the theory test. And you're going to want to study for this because it's not common knowledge or common sense. And Zach, you want to talk a little bit about this?
Yes. For the privilege of passing your theory test, you will be charged £23. And this is where the verbiage we talked about earlier comes into play, because now you do have to have been in the country for 185 days before you can take the test.
Yes.
But these tests book out months in advance. Annie had to change locations just so she didn't have to wait until December. So it's September right now. She managed to sneak in Edinburgh in October.
Yes.
So she has been studying.
But anything more local to me was completely booked out to the end of the year. So yeah, make sure you get that appointment early.
So what does a theory test actually involve? Well, there's two parts. The first part is a 50-question and multiple choice test, and Annie needs to get at least how many correct?
43.
That's right. Then following that, there's also a computer-based hazard perception test.
I think there's 12 CGI simulations that you have to identify the hazard in. And what I've learned about these, I've been practicing online, is that the earlier you identify a hazard, the more points you get and the better score you'll get.
So if you identify a car after it's crashed into you, you don't get very many points.
Who would have thought? I mean,
silly Brits.
But it's interesting. I'll include another link in the description because some of them, the man was walking you through the hazards, and I was like, I can't even see that far ahead. I'm blind, so maybe I won't pass.
I can't wait. I can't wait. All right. So after you are successful in your theory test, it's time to take on the big test.
Are you keeping?
Yes, keep it.
Okay.
So depending when you take it, it's either £62 on weekdays or £75 on weekends. So
that's British customer service for you. Don't you make them work their weekends.
And then once you do finally pass your driving test, you can drive away all by yourself, straight from the test center. Again, these things book up. So book one that's closest, and then there is a system where you can check for cancellations and hopefully get a sooner test. But look for maybe little towns out. Like if you're in Edinburgh, maybe go to East Lothian or Linlithgow, or just try other locations that someone can help you drive to. And a quick Google search will show you which test centers have the highest pass rates. So that's information for you as well. Yeah, now obviously you're not going to be familiar with the roads in another location, but if that's a risk you're willing to take, then go for it. It's not quite like the US driving test where they just take you around the block and never go above 30 miles an hour. The UK one, you need to do a series of maneuvers. You do also go on the motorway. It's a comprehensive test.
At the test center, once you've passed your test, they'll take away your green provisional license and they'll give you your blue certificate that allows you to drive. In about 4 to 6 weeks, you'll receive your actual license in the mail.
So you just have to have that piece of paper with you until then?
That's right.
All right.
And, oh, sorry.
No, go.
One important thing to know is that they're going to mail your license to whatever was on your provisional license. So make sure that address is up to date. You can figure that out at the test center, but there's so many more hurdles you have to go through after the fact. It's not worth it. Just make sure that's up to date.
Yes, and you can take the test in your own car, obviously, or if you've had driving lessons, you can take it in your instructor's car, whatever you're most comfortable with. The big difference, I think, between the UK and the US is that in the UK, if you take your test in an automatic car, you can only drive automatic cars. However, if you take your test in a manual or stick shift car, you can drive both manual or automatic.
Yes, I'm going for automatic only.
I mean, we pretty much only intend to buy automatic cars. Our current car's an automatic.
I need free hands, passing things back to the children.
Annie can drive manual.
Yes.
It's not pretty, but it's also not essential right now. We just need to get her in a car, safely driving. So we're going automatic.
Feel free to message us either in the comments or send us an email, and we'll try to clarify things if anything was sort of muffed up here.
Muffed up here.
Is that a word? Muffled?
I don't believe it. Stamp that and put it on a book. Okay.
Whatever phrases we decide to come up with on our own.
Annie is the worst at common phrases. The world is your oyster becomes the oyster is yours. And last week's video, you said fluff it and find it.
No, flounder and
find
figure it out.
Okay.
No. Flounder about and find your
which is bad enough. But what's inexcusable is the next person coming along trying to make fun of her by using another phrase I just made up. Yes, stamp that and stick it on a book. Nobody knows where that one came from. Only one comment I saw actually called me out on that. They like laughed at me. If I say something like that, laugh at that. That is silly, silly, silly. Anyway, yes. I found that if you say something in even a remotely Scottish or British accent with confidence, most Americans will believe you, so I guess that still rings true.
When are you going to use the accent?
Enough of that silly nonsense, onto some less serious stuff. Like you said, and like we've hinted at, we were just recently in the Highlands, and we did come back with some goodies. So, we have a quick taste test of an item that our friend gave us, and then we have a shout out to a local Highlands business that we want to do as well. So, be right back. Our friend, or one of our friends in the Highlands, knows of Annie's love of Marmite and knows of my distaste for Marmite. So he came up with a compromise. Marmite, crunchy peanut butter. Hopefully we can...
Sorry, we dropped it and it's...
just about survived. Still intact though. So, what we're going to do, we've got 2 pieces of toast, one with butter, one without. We're going to do a very quick taste test and see if this can stay in the house or not.
Lots of people have said your life will be transformed once you do the peanut butter Marmite. So I was shocked when he actually had this waiting for us. It's something I've been wanting to try. You're like a 2-year-old. That does not look appetizing.
The meat is so neat, but this did go wrong. But plenty to get the taste, I think. More or good?
That looks good. Let's give it a go.
Let's dive in.
I only want the butter one.
I'll let ladies have first pick. So with added butter and just plain.
Definitely with added butter. We can both do this one.
I know, I'll just try this one first and then switch over. Wait, since it's a Marmite product, shouldn't we just eat it straight from the tub?
I believe that's how they do it. Thoughts?
Switch and find out.
Okay.
I'm having a second bite, so that's already progress.
I know.
I'll let ladies have first pick. So with added butter and just plain.
Definitely with added butter. We can both do this one.
I know, I'll just try this one first and
Okay.
then switch over. Wait, since it's a Marmite product, should we just eat it straight from the tub?
I believe that's how they do it. Thoughts?
Switch and find out.
Okay.
I'm having a second bite, so that's already progress.
I know.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it. It's just got. It's hard to explain because it tastes like regular crunchy peanut butter, but it's got like a
like extra salty bit to it.
like a sort of gravy undertone.
Yeah.
Much better with the butter though, actually.
Oh, see, I preferred it without the butter. That's funny. I actually really like this, but I prefer plain Marmite even more. There's something, it's just so savory, and then with butter, it's a perfect combination.
Yeah, I think if you really love Marmite, you're not going to be too, like, there's not a strong Marmite flavor.
This is a perfect gateway for you to get to Marmite.
I don't need a gateway. I don't need a gateway. I'm
You'll get there one day.
Out in my life. Last thing from the Highlands for now is a shout out to our favorite Highland soap company. Over to you, Annie.
Yes, so MELLA has been given to us now twice from our friend up in the Highlands, and he actually knows the maker of these, Mel, and she lives in Shetland and does all of these amazing soaps. She does candles, she does, I'll put a list on the screen of everything, and never have I ever had something that feels so good on my skin and doesn't irritate it. So when our friend was talking about, or just talking to us, when I was talking about my sensitive skin, as you would with friends, you know, and all of my skin conditions, he was like, you need to try this that my friend makes. And I did and fell in love with it. And I actually need to stock up, and I want to get the candle soon. These 2 cents. I've not had these ones.
I know it's funny for us, but this is not a paid promotion. This is just because Annie truly loves the product and it works on her various skin ailments. And not to mention
that.
Not to mention it smells delightful.
So this one is lavender, rosemary, and tea tree. I've not tried either of these ones. And then this one is West Shore Spirit. I think this is what I was thinking of getting the candle in. And then the one that we have done is the, what was it? Oatmeal and honey?
That sounds about right, yeah. Last time?
Mm-hmm. And that one, so good as well. But I'm very excited to try these.
Our friend's so excited to show us Shetland. He's already planned out our trip for next year. So that's on the agenda, and we'll visit Mel. But again, shout out to Mel and MELLA Soap. We'll do the link and everything. I guess it's not a local business for us, but it's a local business for a friend of ours and a product that we genuinely use. So definitely go check them out. To wrap up this week, we headed for the hills, and specifically this time, the Pentland Hills. Summer is officially over, but the Pentland Hills did not disappoint. Purple heather, people fishing, and a beautiful day, really.
no sleep? I know, it's been a busy day. Okay, I'll leave you be now, sweet boy. One last pat. Good boy. There you go. And thank you once again for joining us this week, and we'll see you next week. Please consider subscribing if you enjoy our content and want to see more of what we get up to. And give us a like if you enjoyed today's video.
Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.